All right, folks, and we are back, and the LO3 has been initiated. Of course, Existence going to go ahead and pick that CT side. They do get side selection since this is VP's pick, but as we were saying, this is a map that isn't that crazy CT bias anymore, so it's not as if side selection really matters a whole lot, in my opinion, on a map like this.
Yeah, maps are always a little bit more fun to play on CT side, even if they aren't favorite, just because you can just get at a spawn, have some time to think, find a really good spot where you know you could probably get a free kill. And T side is, you have to actively seek out these opportunities, put yourself at risk all the time. Even if you do have map advantages, you're always running that risk of randomness.
Yeah, right. We have VP just kind of spilling out right now into the bathrooms area, just kind of working, there's just short A. We had Kari jump spotting upper and kind of falling back into the site. Musambani also already rotated here to stairs, so they have three over towards A, but, oh man, Musambani just took a lot of heat right there. Already down to 14 HP. Some good smokes being put up here by Existence to try to hold this off for a bit, but I mean, VP actually trying to boost over it here. I think Kyrie did actually spot one. He gets in the corner and might have a chance to grab a kill on the posture. He does. And so Existence so far, putting up a good wall of defense here, and it actually forces VP to backtrack.
Yeah, that was good rotations that they're causing, and if they don't respond to it, though, they're going to get punished. Second run, our sub for the day is actually stuck in B by himself, and he doesn't hit a couple quick headshots. They're going to be able to get the bomb down and only have to deal with rotating players. Taz going ham right now.
Yeah, I mean, Virtus.pro, that's just the thing. Existence, shifted so many numbers to A that Virtus.pro was able to drop down through stairs and to get the sandbags to B, and there's only one person actually there to defend against that initial push from Virtus.pro, and so they just got the bomb down so easily and just, catch everyone trying to backtrack through CT spawn. I mean, it was just kind of easy pickings there for Virtus.pro, and I know that CT rotates are very fast, but it just seemed like it took Existence too long to commit some numbers back over to the B side.
Yeah, 100%.
Just got kind of caught.
If they were pushed water or something like that, they could have heard VP falling back as they were running through the bathrooms. But since they lost that bathroom control, which VP fought for, them running back, could have been a ruse, and they didn't have that information pushed B. But at the end of the day, they had 5 players alive, so it should have, at the very minimum, been a 2-3 setup.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially whenever they started to hear the noise and stuff kind of fade away. I mean, that kind of at least has to alert you to the fact that VP might have backed off. As, of course, VP going to go ahead and buy up SMGs, AKs across the board here. So far, they do have the better of the trades right now. They're at a 4-on-3, bringing that bomb towards upper A right now. It seems like they're pretty committed to that. It's much harder to kind of fall back off of upper as opposed to short. To bring that bomb back to B, but it doesn't matter. VP just kind of clearing out everything right now. But Existence are at least staying in the round, right? I mean, 2 versus 3 is not too terrible given the money situation. So we'll see if maybe they can't come up with a big play. Like Musambani with this CZ up close on someone like Neo could be pretty big, but Taz has already taken site control and cleared out stairs. So
yeah, does almost stop the bomb planner before dying there. Fortunately for him, that's going to be an extra $800 across the board for VP. Something a lot of people don't think about. It's like if you're going to go and be the last person alive and you're not able to stop the bomb, but you're going to die soon after, then you're doing a team a disservice by allowing the other team to just pad their economy that much more. That extra $800 can really come back to haunt you, but VP is still a winning team after doing that pistol, so coming away with a slightly expensive round, only bought SMG, so we'll be happy to rebuy AKs. Pasha content with just a CZ.
And of course, Existence not going to have any investment here. I mean, you kind of put all your investment in that second round, hope for a chance to kind of break them right then and there. But when you lose that, you pretty much have to take a full save to make sure you get that comfortable buy in the round number 4. So this should be just like kind of really easy pickings at this point for Virtus.pro. I mean, with a very softened Existence arsenal here, as VP once again trying to charge over here into this A bomb site, rushing through the upper A, going to get some fire in here on the site. Meanwhile, Taz solo clearing out the B side, so Virtus.pro just basically pinching Existence into their spawn and taking full map control with no problems.
Yeah. And again, the rebuys are not going to be a big deal. Natasha, again, only had a CZ. You would assume he was saving for an op, but, was considering that up to 2 players they were expecting to lose in that round. So, considering they only lost 1, it's just not that big a deal. Only losing about $1,500.
Yeah,
equipment value.
Yep. And we are going to see Kyrie actually pick up an op, which means that Flippin has to get a FAMAS just to kind of balance that out. Didn't really have the whole lot of money, so it kind of fell that way. Kyrie going to be taking his op very aggressive inside the bathrooms. And you see this type of pick happen quite a lot on CT side. I mean, you could pretty easily fall back after you take your first shot if you need to, and you have an opportunity to catch someone, you know, peeking over here at Party or something like that. But so far, Kyrie not able to spot anything. Virtus.pro just really more shifting their numbers towards the upper A, not really giving Kyrie a chance. But finally, he gets a peek out of Taz, and he will make Taz pay for it there. So Existence finally kind of getting an early round man advantage, something that they haven't been able to do so far this game, obviously due to a lot of saving, though. And actually, the bomb goes down, too, thanks to Kyrie.
Yeah, he's such a sick operator. He gets opportunities and he takes them. Very high impact player, and he noticed that the bomb was over long, so he's going to assume players are there to support. Getting spammed through the smoke only takes a bit of damage, and with Existence having the man advantage, they're in good position to still win this round, no problem. Though,
yeah, but Bialy just soloing through B. Yeah, I mean, this solo play from Bialy at B just absolutely crushed that side of the map, and now the bomb actually can be recollected at upper A and slip back through the stairs, and actually this bomb will now get planted at B solely off the shoulders of Bialy, is just running up sandbags and getting 2 picks just uncontested, and that's just something you can't allow to happen if you're Existence. You have so much control with Kyrie getting those 2 opening op picks, and then you lose all that ground you gain by letting Bialy just solo you and B, and now Bialy, he has a chance at ace clutching now. I mean, the bomb has been planted. It's a post-plant situation. Bialy has all the time in the world to kind of just traverse back and forth here and just try to play the bomb. Flippin is going to tap it. Bialy will be coming up short. Flippin is you know, pre-aimed on that spot, and Bialy tries to slip out, grab a pick, and fall back, but you know, Kyrie was right there to make the trade, and he will be able to get the defuse at the end of the day. So it's a quad kill for Kyrie, actually, when it's all said and done. Good rescue there from him.
Yeah, well played. He actually hit Neo through the... Wow, that would have been an ace. He hit Neo through the boxes he was planning, and probably told Flippin to throw a nade at him because he was really hurt, and that's the nade that actually killed him. So really close to acing that round, doing a lot for his team. Now, his team are still going to be poor because that was their first buy round. They spent all their money, so they're going to have 3 Fomuses, which is quite a big disadvantage going up against AKs. And we'll have to abuse their positional advantage, but we'll also not have the opportunity to play too aggressively because they don't have many nades.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is even though Existence won their round, it forces a lot of rebots. You can see just on 3 FAMASas, and even to begin with, they didn't have the best economy in that opening gun round. So it's one of those things where VP can kind of easily punish Existence, even though they won, reset their money, and probably win the next 2 rounds in a row. If they can win this one, make it a quick 5-1. As the bomb goes down, no players from VP lost, and Bialy playing over here at the sewers, able to cut off Flippin already. And so Virtus.pro have a really good opportunity to hold this right now in a 5 versus 3. Really kind of, you know, it's tough here for Existence to be able to get into the site. They're still going for it, though. Musambani coming up through the pit will find the kill onto Snacks, trying to spin the smoke and find more, but so far not hitting the mark. In fact, it will be Taz who closes out the round himself there with a couple of nice headshots. And so, yeah, VP already up 4-1, and like I said, great opportunity for 5-1. Just, you know, Existence's economy is just not there.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good how Virtus.pro were kind of conditioning Existence into thinking that they were going to spread out and work picks for the majority of the time, since that was working anyway. And then they just hit them with a rush B on a second rifle round that if they lost would have had to put them on a save. So it seemed like a risk, but it was a very calculated one. And it ended up working out well. The smokes were really interesting at the B site. I found those hard to deal with, I feel like.
Right, and so Existence going to be on a save here, and like I said, pretty much an easy route to 5-1 for Virtus.pro. There's really not much Existence can do. I mean, they don't have anything to work with at this point. No nades. You know, I don't even think they have an upgraded pistol. I think everyone's on, you know, either P2K or USP. So this is a very, very light defense out of Existence this round. Like I said, to give Virtus.pro an opportunity at a pretty big lead.
Yeah. Once again, working long. This is their default, and that means 3 long when they want to work A, and they're getting free reign into the site. 2 players are still here. One in the smoke, Flippin, gonna be the ninja, but has no kit. It's gonna be actually staged up right beside the bomb. Could take some pot shots through, but we'll have a hard time here finding a kill. Actually, Pasha gets the headshot early, so goes down. It's a small victory.
Yeah, a little moral victory there to get a frag out of a round where you had literally $0 invested into it just because of how poor the economy has gotten. But and in fact, they'll have to take a double save. Just, I mean, like I said, their economy's been tough the whole half. You know, even when they were supposed to be saving on rounds 2 and 3 because they they lost out on pistol, I guess they invested just enough to still kind of make things tough. And I think what also happened was to be able to get Kyrie that op, a lot of other people had to take kind of a hit. It forced a FAMAS out instead of being able to have M4s on everybody. And then, of course, the win-loss reset, it just really, really, crushed them.
Yeah.
And yeah, they could have forced a buy here, but that's not the right thing to do, not this early in the game. You got to double save.
Yeah. I mean, after this, you might consider it to be the last opportunity for your team. Oh, Mason, just shutting down Taz at the other side of the map. And I don't know if that'll be a tell that it's going to be an A play, but typically they don't see Taz over here. But trading kills right now are flipping, getting 2 for himself. The bomb is down in his control. And he's got a great spot to not die as well.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, I mean, this round's actually lost for VP. And a lot of AKs are collected for Existence. That's really definitely going to solve their economic problems right now. So there's really crazy stuff over at the upper A in favor of Existence. So Flippin and company just doing such great work with just some 250s and getting them bombed down the way that they have. I mean, there's almost no chance for Pasha to win this in a 1 versus 3. He does have the almighty Tech 9. But it's still going to be very, very difficult for him to try to make something happen. In fact, he turns his back to Musambani over there at upper A, and this makes it even easier for Existence to close out the round. So what a huge round for Existence. I mean, on a double save when things are getting tough and you're really starting to let the half slip, they win a big round right there.
Yeah, I mean, almost giving VP that quota that we talked about, the 9-6. VP almost hitting that 6-round T-sides, and now Existence are going to have the economy to not only chance one buy, but also if they lose, most likely buy again, and that's how valuable it is to win a round where you have money in your pocket, one that you don't spend any on because you need to save.
Yeah, and VP is known as more of a terror-side team in general, and on this map, most recently at Face It, they had 6 rounds on TSM from the T-side, 9 against NIP. Yeah, he's just, it's getting so awkward inside the smoke, Mason. He has a chance to really shock some people, but unfortunately Snacks is going to pick on it quick enough before he has the ability to kind of exploit that smoke he was playing on. And Virtus.pro does have a man advantage here as they are pushing that bomb into the site for the plant. Snacks trying to clear out everything that he can. He will find a pick on the second round, and Pitt, who has actually yet to get a kill this game, which that is their, I guess, maybe new pickup or stand-in or whatever, since Lau left the team very recently. And he's definitely having a tough, welcome to the team right now.
Oh my goodness. Three players have about 20 health between them. Oh wow, that shot went right through him. He could pistol down 3 of the players here. If Flippin didn't die to that one tap from Pitt, which was a nice shot, they would have had a much better chance to win the round and actually get away with 3 AKs. That is huge for their economy. I mean, just looking forward at this half, if you want to consider that Existence are favored to win at least a few more rounds, they're very lucky, Virtus.pro, that is, to get away with those guns. And to win that one round in general, I mean, having only 10 health means that you were really close to losing a trade.
I mean, Virtus.pro just had kind of an easy time over at the B bomb site in general.
Yeah.
I mean, when they've struggled, it's because of play by Kyrie or Flippin or whoever, just kind of pushing the upper A park and putting pressure there. I mean, hell, we saw that one round where Bialy just walked in sandbags by himself and got 2 entries and actually won a round for VP that looked quite scary to begin with because of the opening picks Kyrie was able to get with the op over at A. And so it really has been these executions on B from Virtus.pro that have kept them so far ahead. They've made easy work out of these defenders over at the B bomb site. But they're going to go for upper A again here.
Yeah, the B players are definitely a little bit weaker. Kyrie pushed up there long with an op by himself and got flashed and just instantly picked off, so they can't leave risks like that open. But with a player like Kyrie, I mean, if he says he wants to do something, I'd probably let him try it.
Yeah, and we do see VP because of that initial pick, like I said, definitely putting a dent in the defensive Existence, definitely softening up that A bomb site. You see them be able to just kind of press in. We saw Moose and Bonnie get kind of a nice little headshot there with the 250, but otherwise VP have had no trouble at all really kind of executing the site after taking Kyrie out. And it appears that 7-2 is right around the corner and likely another save out of Existence, only on a 2-round loss bonus at this point, and most of their guys are under $500, so this is going to be most of them in the low 2K range or so. So this is not going to be a buy for the next round for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and might not even be the round after if they want Kyrie to op, but if not, and they are able to save this gun, they most likely will settle for FAMASes, because there is a certain point in the half, obviously, when it's not too early that you consider. You just have to put rounds on the board, and having N4s obviously aren't the reason that you're able to come close to winning rounds, but having a FOMS probably would make that much more of a difference. A lot of the times we're seeing PO players getting caught off guard, and at the B side, as we mentioned, like Mason trying to make that really lurky play, it was kind of a risk. You know, it wasn't a way for him to solidify a kill or two and definitely survive for the retake. It was like, here, I'm gonna get 3 kills if this works, or no kills if it doesn't. And those are the kind of risks that don't always work, obviously.
And Mason or Musambani would be able to afford an op next round even with the loss here, but it would be at the cost of not having any armor, so it would be kind of like a glass cannon situation. Well, I guess not, because they would pass it to Kyrie, so they would just basically have nothing whenever Kyrie could drop them. So, yeah, this is definitely still like a really rough spot here for Existence. Like you said, a situation where actually I don't think they could afford to take the double save, man. I feel like they would just have to force buy whatever they can next round, even though they're all going to be under 5K. They don't really have much of a choice. And if, like you said, if they want Kyrie to have the op, someone's going to have to make a huge sacrifice for that to happen. We do see VP just muscling their way right now into the A-bomb side due to the fact that Existence is, of course, on really no guns. But Existence able to get a couple of kills here, and Musambani almost able to pick up on Neo. That could have been the kill there that could have, you know, given Existence a chance in this round. But as it stands, you know, it's just VP making quick work out of them. 8-2 lead right now here for Virtus.pro, and this round right here from Existence is going to be it. I mean, this is going to be kind of their last stand. And they're going to sacrifice the op to make sure everyone can get M4 armor, which is probably the right choice.
Yeah. Having no head armor is not going to be too much of a disadvantage here. They've still got a lot of nades. They have a really great opportunity to win this round. And look, this hit B again, I think couldn't come at a better time. But yeah, with Sakurad playing way back in the site, I don't think they have the defense to stop this tunnel.
Well, the thing is, they have no... It's kind of weird. You always see teams kind of smoke that tunnel out or take picks through it, and it just seems like Existence is so passive on it, but also really puts no nades down to actually challenge Virtus.pro just walking up and looking for picks into the site. And here we see VP once again just shredding through Existence like a wet paper bag over here at the B-bomb site. I mean, it's just... There doesn't seem to be any formidable defense Existence able to put on this site this entire half.
I feel like if Existence came away with like a few more rounds and you know, could be expected to have mollies and stuff like that. Oh, actually, Kyrie, oh my goodness, was so close to getting 2 in the spray and not knowing it, but ends up going down. But if they had mollies, you know, they could molly, nade, smoke that tunnel, deny the rush, push Cat, have control of it, and put Virtus.pro in an awkward position where they're trying to 5-man B but can't right away. And
I feel like they could at least afford to smoke on it, though, or something, and kind of delay. I mean, Virtus.pro's been able to execute B within the first 20 seconds of the round almost every time they've wanted to do so. With really no contest, so maybe a smoke or something even. Also, something I've noticed is Existence, just in general, plays so passive. I mean, you see a lot of teams on CT side, you know, doing what Flippin's doing right now, you know, pressing these stairs and trying to contest that area. This is the first time I've seen them do it the entire game, and it comes, you know, pretty late in the half where they're on a save, and VP's already pretty much dominated the half, so...
No, you're totally right. It's like on Inferno, it's a little bit more subtle, but if you don't have that apps control or the banana control, then you'll lose rounds and not really realize why. And that's because you don't know what's going on throughout the map. You don't have an ability to rotate quickly, which you need to do when there are long rotates. And even though on Overpass the rotates aren't long, if you don't get the information quickly enough, they become longer. So yeah, having that stairs control really good because you can flank Cat. Even if they pushed up Cat, they could have kept 2 players alive at B and flanked the sewer behind them because they were straight 5-manning it with no lurkers. There are many options there, but instead they're dying within the site within seconds.
Yeah, they're being just so passive. They're just playing really deep inside the sites. Like you said, they have no map control. They have no information. They have no counters. The VP just walking in. I mean, yeah, they actually had some pretty cool walls of smoke over at the A side of the map in a couple of occasions, which forced kind of VP to either slow down or drop back and reconsider what they wanted to do in the round execution-wise. But at the B-bomb side, there's just been absolutely nothing. You know, no challenge whatsoever to VP. Like you said, no attempts at that stairwell meta that you see quite a lot on CT sides on this map, you know, just getting aggressive. In fact, the only aggression I've seen out of Existence is one round where Kyrie pushed bathrooms with an op and got a pick and fell back. And then obviously that eco round, they actually won because they pressed upper park and they got the bomb down in an awkward spot, and they were able to close out the round, you know, putting Asha in like a tough 1 versus 3. So it seems as though aggression has worked for them, but they haven't really thrown it out there a lot. And I don't know if it's because they're so far behind that they're being cautious or what. But.
Well, I think, you know, if you look at a half, there are only a handful of actual rifle rounds, right? And some of the very crucial ones were lost on these rushes B. I think every time there was a rush B, it was also a round where Existence had to save right after. And this is also the site where they haven't tried to go for cat control or the stairs control or even play two towards the pit since they know VP have not gone for cat whatsoever.
Yeah, they just stick a guy barrels or whatever you want to call it there, right? You know, kind of watching the long B, but with no nades or anything. So I mean, it's just an aim battle at that point with VP walking up and going for the the pixel shot over the barrel. And unfortunately, that battle's just been lost. Most times for Existence.
Yeah, they could stick someone at barrels, throw two counter flashes off the pillar, and then have someone from the pillar peek. But instead, we have someone playing way back at CT spawn, and then leaving one person to defend the
Yeah, no one's even playing towards sandbags or anything like you see some teams do, where they'll have kind of a guy sandbags area, or just kind of playing that little ramp in between sandbags and long B, and then a guy barrels or something like that. Yeah. Like I said, they're just playing really deep inside the sites, and I think it's just giving VP way too much map control. And VP already has 11 rounds here on T side. We talked about how this is definitely a map that isn't so crazy CT sided anymore, and there is opportunities to win rounds on both sides. But at the same time, giving up 11 is really big. That's a lot of rounds. I mean, that's something you just can't do on this map, I don't think.
They might be exploiting the fact that second run is pretty much a last-minute sub for Lowell. I actually don't know if this might be a tryout for the team, or if Lowell leaving the team was a little bit unexpected, or what have you. But it could be exploiting that fact. But,
yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, it is definitely a factor here for Existence. I don't know that they've ever played with this guy before. I don't actually know what they've been doing. Like I said, the last time I really saw them play was, like in April when they still had Lowell. So, not really sure exactly what to kind of expect going forward for them.
Yeah, they had the man advantage, and then someone peeked long B, and they lost it immediately. Now Flippin actually has the drop on someone who's in bathrooms. Actually, does he know he's here? He's going to spot him right off the bat, yeah. So there's the opportunity for a kill, but the return frag is out, and it's 2v3. 1v3 now. Bialy spots one at long, probably knows one's in the site, but the bomb is down, and second run with the flank. Couldn't have come at a better time. But is it too late? Is it too
I feel like it's still too late, man. I mean, like I said, even in VP's successful games on Overpass, like playing at Face It when they played against NIP and TSM, it really came off. They were able to get like 6 to 9 rounds on T side. Here, you're giving them 11. I mean, that's really big.
Oh my God, Neo bought a Tech 9 when his teammates could have dropped him. I mean, Pasha literally has 7K, and he has an auto sniper, so
they ain't worried.
They're feeling a little bit, probably a little confident.
Little confidence, right? Understatement. And here we have Kairu posted up at the opposite B-bomb site this time, and he's holding this off pretty well. And Mason playing inside the smoke at the sandbags, able to pick up a kill as well. And you have to kind of scratch your head and ask yourself, where the heck was this earlier in the half when they still had a chance to make this a close game? Actually putting out counter smokes on long B this time around, having Kyrie's off there, which this is a map where you definitely see CT operas take picks down that long B. Which is just, like I said, something we haven't seen until the last round of the half. So
sure, yeah. If you could almost telegraph the way that VP were rushing B, right, on those crucial rounds, right after your double save, we're gonna hit B, and Snacks comes up with another kill.
About to 1v2 this? He has no HP and no clue where Flippin is. That's kind of the key here.
But he also has an enormous brain and the bomb.
He could actually just run this bomb all the way to A.
I mean, he knows no pressure's coming out through there. Wow, he's clearing cat as well. Will he be able to escape here?
I mean, Flippin has such a long rotate to the A bomb site. Snacks definitely wins this race.
Yeah, and Snacks is the player.
But it's gonna be awkward. I feel like he's gonna be just off the plant whenever Flippin peaks. And he's stuck in that nade. Oh no, the nade's not gonna do anything. Snacks walking towards the nade, so smart. I think Existence knew how low Snacks was, and when he threw that nade to that side truck and it didn't get a kill, he expected it to be clear. So that was kind of cool how Snacks ran towards the nade explosion after it was done and kind of played that spot that I guess he thought was probably cleared out.
Wow, 2 HP, 1v4. What was that? Unreal play.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What a play from Stacks, man. And that hurts so much if your existence because like you feel like you should have gotten that one.
Oh yeah.
Like every round's so important now for existence being so far behind.
Hmm.
And to drop around like that where you had a clear cut advantage and you had a really good initial hold for a change at the B side, to not close that out is really tough.
Yeah. I mean, they had the bomb down. They could have easily played the trade. Flippin was playing really passively, and they could have waited for the bomb to go down and just had two people peek at the same time. Win for sure. So it definitely hurts. But yeah, and Snack's the type of player who's just going to always put himself in the best position to win rounds, just with as much health as he has.
You do see VP getting very aggressive here on the park area and actually pressing a player in the stairs as well. As Existence is definitely looking to try to execute on this B bomb side, but they are going to get pinched by, looks like Pasha and Snacks, who are just kind of waiting here in the squeaky door. We actually see Snacks kind of jump peeking the construction area to see if he can spot any numbers. So far, not able to do so. But Flippin has thrown a nade here from construction, and there's definitely gathering up at long. So here we do see the push, but the flash comes in quite well, but it doesn't matter. Snacks able to get the kill anyway. Taz and Neo also chiming in, and Snacks is going to be rotating here through the sandbags, and not even going to be needed there. Taz and Piali going to clear that out real quick. Only lost one player on that defense, and at this point you kind of have to ask yourselves if this game is over, and the likely answer is yes. I mean, winning that pistol pretty much shut maybe the last door that Existence could have hoped to walk through into a comeback.
Yeah, and they're going to be, opting to buy here, which means they're going to be saving on the 15th, if not forcing it again, and that's a sign of disaster. Now they're going to go up against a buy of Virtus.pro. Virtus.pro are definitely going to make mistakes, but at the same time, they're probably going to get away with them.
Yeah, as we do see Snacks kind of, his infamous pushing through smokes, and he will get caught by Flippin's Tech 9, and that's a Mag 7 picked up for Flippin. In the meantime, the rest of Existence is, working their way up the bathrooms and looking towards this A bomb site for right now. There is one player kind of aggressive over towards the bathrooms, and also one player kind of just playing passive inside the site. It's going to be Neo. He will get caught by Musambani, so we actually might see Existence being able to make it to the A bomb site here as Pasha gets stuck alone and isolated over on the long end. He will get taken out. It's all up to Taz and Bialy. 2 versus 5. Taz and CT Spawn taking a lot of damage, and he'll actually get flanked by Suck It Ron. And I think this might be a flawless victory here for Existence, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, it will be. What a big round there. Does it kind of save the day and keep him in the game?
Yeah, let's keep it exciting. So we'll see if Existence can do this. And
double save for VP coming up because of that, probably.
Right, depending on depending on if they care to save, but
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
no, they don't care to save whatsoever. MP9 coming out from Neo, Diegs and 5-7s.
It's actually become more common though. Like if you get eco to just try to buy back, and every time the other team wins to continually buy back, because you're going up against a really light buy, and it's also a really good chance to not have to double save and win the economy back. So you get like a 40% chance to win the round, but then if you win, you don't double save. So it's actually worthwhile.
Neo lining up a couple of kills with that MP9 actually. So like you said, giving himself an opportunity to get some kills and get back into the round. Meanwhile, we see Pasha trying to sneak through the smoke, but Mason is right on top of it there. So 13-5 in favor of VP, but Existence, putting up a fight here now in the second half after losing Pistol. They've responded with 2 rounds of their own, and VP likely actually will save here. So
I know you're a little bit hesitant to say.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you never really know anymore. And, I mean, guaranteed if it was a North American team, they would have bought, but it is a European team, so they do actually save occasionally.
Hey, some people have bad habits, some CIS teams, and I don't know.
If it was Sempus calling, there would have been a buy. Let's put it that way.
Running into 4 players if they want to do this. Actually, a huge flank here from Pasha is going to get shut down, so that side of the map is open up. This should tip them off to thinking that there were probably a few players over towards B, if not all of them.
Yeah, right. There's Existence trying to see if they can't find an opening here. Like I said, they have a long, long road to travel to try to get back into this game. Of course, with this best-of-2 system, you need both maps to win to get those 2 points in the standings. Otherwise, all you can hope for is a tie in split maps and just get a point for the tie, which basically means that both maps are really valuable. At least you get a point if you can win one of them. Not like a best-of-1 type of series where if you lose the map, it's just over. It doesn't matter.
Ooh,
and we'll get it.
Yeah. And coming away with very low HP. Actually survived just hitting B after some disciplined, patient shooting, watching for flanks, and working my sight. Pretty good. Sometimes it can be a big risk to just like 5 rotate back, because as we mentioned, like if one player is working on a flank from A and your plan was to rush B, but that gets shut down, then just going back can put you in so much danger, all these spots that the CTs could have pushed to. And so sometimes it could be the best option to just work into the site slowly, knowing that you have bigger guns than the enemy.
I got some big guns. Actually, I don't. I have like noodle arms, so no guns for me. No biceps. Speaking of biceps, Pasha just went down in the round as we have a pretty early 5 versus 4 here. VP trying to be a bit aggressive with these M4s throughout the parks. And Kyrie to step out here with the op. Just kind of takes a shot. Doesn't really spot anything. And he misses his second, and Snacks cleans him up. So VP able to at least trade their way back into a 4v4 after suffering kind of a very early pick to Pasha. Now Neo pushing the bathrooms here, able to catch a second round over at the party. Musambani will try to rotate back here, and he will get a kill on Neo. So trades it back down to a 3 versus 3. So very close round with this here, Launders.
Yeah. No one attempting to play the man advantage here. I think Kyrie knew he had a shot, but missed it. But then from there on out, players going down with no trades in sight and flipping, walking through the bathrooms. I don't know if they'll get caught off guard here. If he's going to have the awareness to clear it, no Snacks is a better angle on him. That leaves 2 players alone at long and 2 players defending A. So who this favors? I think Taz.
Yeah, Taz has a good angle here to at least get like a one-on-one trade or something like that. I mean, Existence are pretty close together to be able to trade, but no, actually they peek out. It's a little bit too shallow. Gives some one-on-ones here, but Musambani will win one. He's trying to get into the site here, but Snacks, trying to cut him off from the bathrooms, and he will be able to do so. So VP now up 14-6.
Just happy to charge him with that USB.
Yep.
Yeah, they were pretty low on time, so he had to get that kill. And yeah, they're up that round. So that was a pretty close round, but they can't trade back and forth and lose a round like that. They have to be winning rounds, obviously dominantly, and I mean,
and they're pretty much going for everything here. I mean, they're not going to have like any money next round to contest Virtus.pro on game point for the most part.
Yeah, it seems like economically they're even in a better place than VP, who don't have nades on Bialy and Snacks.
As Neo is just taking these picks with the scout through long B. Kills one, hits the other, and gets the bomb down. So Neo is doing some impressive stuff here with the scout over at the B side of the map. And Pasha, look at this big flank he's on. He will get the kill on the Mason. He does take a lot of damage, so he can't really continue to be aggressive, but he's already done the damage here. And now Neo gets his second frag, and Taz catching a player trying to slip through construction. And I mean, yeah, Existence is just getting pushed through B sewers, and they can't even get inside this lobby area anymore. The aggression from VP, just Existence can't handle it.
Yeah, he definitely earned that upgrade into an op, using that scout pretty efficiently, and looking for the last round right now. VP against a complete force-up here from Existence. Right. One player with an AK. Can't remember the scout.
One scout, few Tech 9, so yeah, definitely very low buy here from Existence. Not a whole lot to work with. So yeah, I mean, VP definitely in a really good position to close this game out with a pretty one-sided victory, which I think was expected, to be honest. I mean, they've been pretty going overpassed lately, and obviously they're just in general the favorite in the series. So I can't say that we can be too surprised, but at the same time, I feel like Existence, could have maybe tried some different things on CT side and made this a bit better on themselves. Kind of highlighted some of those thoughts there in the first half, but VP on the verge of closing out map 1 here, 2 versus 1, and the one tap for Taz. What a way to dot the last I, so to speak, in this statement that Virtus.pro has delivered the community with a very one-sided win against Existence on this map. Overpass, and the next map is Cash, which is VP's best map. So I feel like there's even more tough struggles to be had here for Existence today, but it was their pick, so maybe at least they're a bit more comfortable on it. Yeah,
last time the VP played Public Clear, their first pro match at CEVO, they dropped 10 rounds on Cash to them. They actually look pretty okay, but and this is also Existence's map pick, so you can only assume that they feel as strong or if not stronger. But yeah, that's the one thing that we can give to them. That Overpass wasn't their map pick, though. If they really wanted to ban it, they did have two choices.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things where we always thought it was very likely this was going to be a one-sided series, and the way the maps went favored that even as well. I guess it's hard whenever your comfortable maps happens to be your opponent who is a favorite. It's best map, so we'll just have to see how it plays out. But we will take a quick break just for a few minutes here. But when we come back, we will definitely bring you map 2 between Existence and Virtus.pro. So stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a little bit.